Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I am your host, GameChanger. So, Michelle went, and Michelle, to be perfectly honest, I might have heard her music before, but I don't actually know which songs is hers. And, she's not really somebody that I know very well. I will say she got some nice boobies, and which is probably fake. In fact, they almost definitely are, which means that her greatest quality is not hers. It's her doctor's. Hit the like button. Anyway, she went on the Curry Holcomb show and she was just riddled with contradictions. And then there was a scene there, and I'm not going to cover the whole show, obviously, but there was a scene there where she was crying and begging. And then there was a scene later where she just contradicted everything she said and gave justification to the reason that she was crying. And we're definitely going to touch on and get into that. But before I do, y'all know how I like to do it. I like to give y'all time to come on and hit that like button. What I'm going to do first is I am going to play the YouTube short of the day. So give me a second while I bring that up, look that up, and get it ready for you. Salute to everybody. After this, I will take time out to not only just read some comments that are here, but I am going to read some comments that are in the comment section. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's see. Okay, give me one moment while I take care of that. I actually have to go into my history to look up the shorts. Something that everyone would like to see. Actually didn't have one prepared, so excuse me for my lack of being prepared. All right. In the meantime, let me just see who is on. Okay, here we go. Here we go for the short of the day. Somebody said they finally caught me at the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, since I've been doing shorter videos, people have. Okay, it does seem like I have been in the nice titty algorithm lately. Here, hold on one moment. Somebody said, she said, all this like when women who are side pieces and single moms aren't willing participants. We're going to talk about that. I didn't know she said that. I didn't watch the whole thing. The parts I watched was so shocking that I just didn't have the 2 hours to watch the whole thing yet. I'm going to watch it and maybe cover it again or some more. But like what I've seen thus far was good enough. All right.
Random thought. That's it. That's all. So I'm one that always says, like, I'm more than willing to step outside of my race when it comes to dating. However, I've never dated anybody outside of my race. Whenever the opportunity falls upon me, I just never do it. I don't know what it is. Like, I just get nervous. I feel weird. It doesn't feel like right. Like, I don't know. I think because in my head, I've always seen myself having black children. And then you see like so many interracial couples out today. And there's a very particular type of couple you see. And I just don't know if I want to be like a part of that. Like, I'm so for love is love, but in my head, I'm supposed to be with a black man and have black children, that it's hard for me to date outside my race. Like, I don't know, though I would want to. And I just wanted to.
Okay. Several things with this. One, nice tits, as I mentioned before. And two, it's not very hard for you to date within or without, or inside or outside of your race. You're just not giving it high enough priority. She's one of the people, like, whenever she loses interest enormously quick. Trust me, I know her type. If she's willing to do it, if she was truly willing to do it, and I'm talking about outside the race, then it would just be a simple of, hey, you want to go out, and actually answering the phone when he calls and going to the place and destination that he selects for you at the agreed upon time. That's it. That's all. However, you just aren't interested in relationships right now. And that's because in your mind, scarcity equals value, and the opportunity for a relationship isn't scarce, so you don't really value it. You have enough black men beating down your door that you don't really have to look at other groups of men, and you really don't have to take any of the black men that are beating down your door seriously at this stage in your life. So you're not going to. And you think that, oh, I want black bait. Listen, if you really wanted them, you would have them. You want them the way that dad bod guys want six packs. It's like, yeah, they want them, but they don't want to do the work that it takes to get them. I don't have a dad bod, but I don't have a six pack either. And I know for a fact that, yes, I want one, but I really don't want it bad enough to do the necessary work to get it. I know how much work is involved in getting it at my age, and it's just not worth it. I would like to know that she has that realization about herself, because then she wouldn't waste time. She wouldn't waste guys' time. So I'm pretty sure she's probably, doing something as far as putting herself out there and advertising, not just YouTube. She's putting herself out there advertising that, hey, I'm available. She's on the singles venues. She has her Instagram, but she's not really responding to anybody, on her Tinder, her Bumble, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She's going out to events, I'm sure guys are approaching, and she is embracing their approach, because at the time she said, yeah, I want somebody, and he does seem like somebody I want. I want kids, and he seems like he has active sperm. However, when it comes down to actually doing stuff like making appointments, i.e. dates, it's just not that type of party. I don't know this woman, but I know her type. Fellas, you have been warned. You are prepared. All right. Now, let's get into the potatoes and meat of today's topic. And I guess I'm going to go back to like 41 minutes in. And I'm going to need y'all to hit the like button.
Sure, I'm grown, like, yo, and they met without me being there. Like, it was one of them situations like, hey, boom, you in Miami, you are, y'all cool, boom. And that's where a lot of people don't understand my dynamic. I pour myself into women more so than men.
Okay.
And I need it. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm going everywhere, but I'm trying to bring us back. Being in my position when you're the person everybody pulls from, your charging station for me has always been women.
But that's why there's this thing and there's this balance. Like, I'm the one in my family that takes care of everybody, all the family.
Okay.
And the thing is, when you come home, you want to be, like you said, your charging station.
Yeah.
That's your charging station. You want someone to pour into you and to give that to you and this and that. What I think is happening with women right now, can we be honest about what women are dealing with?
Okay.
Women are making more money than men.
That's challenging.
Yeah.
Are you? I mean, okay. It's the equivalent to a man saying men are stronger than gorillas, though there exists some men that are stronger than some gorillas. The world's strongest man is stronger than the world's weakest gorilla. That doesn't mean that the plurality of mankind is stronger than the plurality of woman, or excuse me, of gorilla kind. Yes, there exists women, particularly outlier women, and particularly women in the entertainment business, that are out earning men. That doesn't mean that the plurality of women out earns the plurality of men. That is the day that you hope for. And until that day happens, you're going to continue to cry for equality. And then when that day does happen, you know, it's just going to re-justify your I don't need a man philosophy.
That
Women,
challenges the
if you're going to
normalcy.
bring me hell and I can pay my own bills, it's not worth it. Women are going through this whole different thing.
Now, I love the way women like her tell on themselves. If I can pay my own bills. Notice how it's not, at that point, it's not about having more money than the man. It's about her ability to pay her own bills, meaning that having more money available to a woman who is able to sustain, you know, she's able to pay her own mortgage or rent. She's able to, you know, keep gas in the car, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As long as she's able to meet these basic requirements, she understands that, okay, it really don't matter that you make more money than me. Now you are completely useless unless I decide that you are useful. Hit the like button.
Of, you know, what it is. Like, I see my parents who've been together forever. I get to witness a traditional, you know, old school type of love. But nowadays, what we're witnessing city girls, we're witnessing this and that.
We're witnessing your tits. I enjoy witnessing them, but we are witnessing your surgically enhanced tits. Why do women like her feel that they can go from city girls to go to the church grandma that criticizes city girls? Once again, I'm not familiar with her body of work, but I am familiar with her body. I mean, why are you pretending to be a church mama? These women are city girls. Like, what? Are you kidding me?
And it's like the genders are doing this.
Clashing.
And it's like a hot topic and this and that. Yeah, it's cute. It's a hot topic. But it is really destroying families. When I go...
Did it destroy your family? Once again, I don't know you. To be perfectly honest, I thought you were Michelle. I do not know you. But I do know that you don't have a family in the traditional sense. They don't like red pill because they don't like red pill for the same reason that businesses don't like Yelp, that corporations don't like Glassdoor, that teachers don't like Rate My Professor. They don't like it because it informs the public of their foolishness, just like I am doing with her. What she wants to do is she wants to silence the public. So the only narrative is hers, and hers is riddled with lies. Hers is, you know, oh, I am a traditional blah, 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 blah. When I want to be, you know, I'm this, you know, titty bopping bimbo when I need to be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I am whatever I say I am at the time that I am saying I am that thing. And I don't want people to speak against that narrative. They want the ability to do that. They have the ability to do that. But then, brothers started speaking against it. You see, the red pill community is the closest to a Rate My Pussy website that men have right now. If we ever actually have Rate My Pussy websites, then fellas will not be caught off guard. Imagine if a man were to meet a woman and, she has a kid, but, she got a nice booty. So you're like, oh, okay. And then she tells you a sad story. Like, the father left him. The father left the child because he didn't want any dark-skinned babies. So he just left me and my daughter alone. He thought that because I was light and he was dark, that the baby was going to be dark-skinned or light-skinned. So he was so shocked when she turned dark that he just walked away and went out and got some cigarettes, and I never heard from him again. But if they had a Rate My Pussy site, you can go on, you'll actually hear from the baby dad. And it's like, yeah, she lied on me. She got a restraining order against me. I've been trying to see my kid for 6 months and she will not allow me to do it. However, I am forced to pay child support. I am $6,000 behind because I was on jail on fake DV charges that she gave me. Now I'm going back to jail for not paying child support that I couldn't afford while I was in jail because of her. That is the power of information. They fear that power. They fear the power of retaliation. That's why she's waving the white flag. But let's watch deeper. Hit the like button.
Okay, think about this. Being in Nashville all this time, being in Atlanta all this time, and then going to Nashville, where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing because they go home to their families.
Yes, they do. They go home to a supportive woman. Are you a supportive woman? What have you ever supported a man in ever in your entire life?
Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected.
And if they are married to you, they're not respected.
Family is respected in country music in that space. But in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women.
And you're singing about no scrubs. Is there a country song like that? And you are singing about, gotta have the dollar on us. Get money. What you say, huh? Get money. Oh, and let's not forget my favorite, because I don't really listen to country music, but I want to hear the country version of Lick It Good. Right now, lick it good. Lick my neck, my back, lick my crack. Where's a country song like that? You see, they write about relationships from their perspective. Our perspective is women that say my neck, my back, lick it and my crack. We have women that say learning to love yourself, not family, is the greatest love of all.
That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch or hoe in Nashville
probably because they don't have many bitches or hoes in Nashville. I'm going to read at the 20 mark.
They'll never even listen to your music, and your professional career will suffer. At what point in the Black community?
And that's what she wants. She wants to create a society where men have she wants to put professional pressure on men to get with these broads. And watch what happens if there ever is that type of pressure on men. Watch what the Black women will do. All right. Finally caught it from the beginning. All right. Kudos. Thanks for being wrench holder. All right. Says too cool for school. She said all this, like the women who are side pieces and single mothers aren't willing participants. Absolutely. And that's why they don't like the red pill, because they want to hide certain narratives. You know, like they want to hide the women who are abusing the welfare system and blame it on deadbeat dads. You know, they just want to control the microphone, as they did in the 80s and 90s. You know, when they did that, and that's when they just went wild with Oprah and Color Purple and all that stuff. They want to be able to do that again. It's like TLC wanting to make a song called No Scrubs, and they don't want to allow Sporty Thieves to make the song No Pigeons. Classic retaliation. All these Keishas are just getting snatched up somehow. Elaborate. She's a time waster for sure. Okay, you're talking about the short of the day. Yes, unfortunately. And unfortunately, our community is riddled with women like that. Really, and when I say our community, I could just say the American community is riddled with time wasters. You know, women who go out to the nightclubs and stuff just to say, you know, oh, yes, I had such a wonderful time. And, you know, I mean, the reason why nightclubs are empty, I'm assuming that they're empty, is because men have come to the realization that their definition of a fun night is completely different than a woman's definition of a fun night. A woman's definition of a fun night is to have some drinks, listen to music, socialize with her girlfriends, and in the background, have some guys there. But the guys are really just subject matter for whatever the girlfriends are talking about. And that's it. And of course, you know, to have their drinks paid for and stuff like that. But it's nothing serious, and it's nothing really beneficial to men. All right. Next, we have his charging station is a woman. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I can see that basically when you're burnt out, the woman herself is to, you know, re-energize the man. I think that that's what she was going for. It's just that, you know, your charger is not compatible. You know, like if a modern man was a USB 3, you would be like a old timey plug that don't work in America or any other country. You would be like a coal burning stove that you're trying to charge your iPhone with. It's just not compatible, whatever you are. Cam always struck me as snitch centered. Well, I don't watch him enough to know. I watched this one because there was a lot of buzz generated around this interview, and that's when I watched it, to be perfectly honest. Hey, Game Changer, where is that white man in that ring? Well, once again, she wasn't serious, and neither is K. Michelle. I can't really speak for the first girl, but K. Michelle, she just from listening to her right now, she just don't really want white men or any man. She just wants to be able to weaponize them as leverage against black men, so she can get what she really wants from black men. And we're going to discuss what that is. I'm going to read the super chat last so I can give it the most time and attention as it deserves. So it says, might be the best analogy for this I've heard yet. I have a lot of analogies. You got to be more specific, brother. All right. It says, K. Michelle spent years sleeping around in the industry. Yeah, I can see that. Because she's not named, and she desperately wants to be like the, you know, Aaliyah reincarnated or Beyonce or something like that. So of course, women like that, especially single women like that, are going to do whatever it takes or what they think that they have to. It's a greater goal. You know, these secondary, you know, these B-list artist, yeah, I could see that. Black men got to stop allowing black women to come to these podcasts spreading lies because they never check these women. Well, I mean, Cam Newton really don't have to. I mean, I'm not really upset at Cam Newton, at least from the bits that I've seen, because all he's going to do is let her speak, knowing that, you know, the village, which is myself and others, are going to speak against it. So now he's going to get another Dizzy Broad to come up on her, come up on his stage and, you know, make a fool of herself and reveal herself, expose herself. He's going to get the money, and once again, the village is going to speak. We're doing his dirty work. You know, I mean, they all can't be Kevin Samuels. We're doing his dirty work, and I don't mind doing that. What's going on, Snazzy? All right. Eric Warmonger says, Cam must have the patience of a saint to listen to some of these dingbats. No, he has the patience of a man that that gets laid by modern women. I mean, that's what it takes. And this is coming from an impatient man. There is two things in my life that has lost me a significant amount of box, especially in my younger days. The first being not smoking weed. To women who do, that comes off as square and boring, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if she was physically attracted to you, in many cases, for me, it dried up the box. Another is very impatient. Impatience will just drive the box too. Actually, they'll just close it because, you know, like 2-3 minutes in the conversation, you know, if she reads in your body language, or if you just tell her, like, you know, you stupid bitch, then chances are that's going to close up the box on you. So he's developed that patience, as I have over the years, because, you know, nice titties. All right. And yeah, let's see. JT, Yelp, Glassdoor, Better Business Bureau for women equal red pill. Absolutely. And they don't like that for the same reason Elon Musk don't. All right. She's trying to doge it. All right. Let's get to the super chat. All right. Eric Warmonger says, it's hard to break up a family when you never created one to begin with. Absolutely. Absolutely. Some actual family planning might be helpful. Yeah, they don't have family planning. They don't have anything. What they plan for is they want more men to reject, particularly black men. They want more successful black men to come their way, you know, in desperation for family, if not those titties, so that they can set their demands for that. And then once you meet their demands, you still don't get the family. And then even if you get the family, they just take it away on a whim. Appreciate you, Eric Warmonger. Definitely do. All right. Let's listen to some more.
Do our men create real homes? And
it's not the man's job to create real homes. See, it's called homemaking for a reason. The woman is typically the homemaker. You know, like they say, a house is not a home if no one is there. So it's not the men's duty to make a home. The women are not making homes.
even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on Black family, you know? And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a...
Fascinating. Fascinating. So her original narrative was Black men aren't making homes. They aren't creating homes. My whole family is married and they're creating homes. Fascinating. Fascinating. You see how the lies just flow. The lies just flow with this one. Black men need to do this, this, and this. Now, every Black man in my family is doing this, this, and this. So, I'm the type of girl that's seen that, but, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let me explain something, what she's actually doing. Hit the like button. What she's actually doing is she is trying to give false value to herself, like she did with the fake titties. She understands that the going narrative out there is being a product of a single mom is implied that there is going to be issues with that. So women like her, they want to just highlight like, oh no, I'm not a product of a single mom. Everybody in my family is hitched up and on some Huxtable stuff. So what does that say about you? What does that say about you? It means that you rejected the example that your family laid out for you. If everybody in my family was doctors and I work at the recycle plant, then that really says something about me. Working at the recycle plant seemed to be the worst job possible. I go there from time to time to recycle, and it smells really, really, really bad. My heart goes out to anybody that worked there. I don't know if it pays a lot, but yeah.
Black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, Black men, I got to tell my Black men to really step up for Black women and create families.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take you up on that offer. Hold on, I got my robe on. All right. Let me turn the camera on so you can see it. Hold on. Hold on. Behind this black tape is my penis. Go home. Come on, okay, Michelle. Let's create a Black family. In this penis is all kind of sperm and shit. Let's create a Black family. You asked if this would get you to stop crying. Go on, suck it. I'll put it as plainly as this. Here, let me cover my penis up and turn the camera off. But yeah, I'm gonna put it as plainly as this. If you ever turn down a single Black man ever, then this argument that you have is completely null and void. If you have ever in your life shot down a Black man, then this argument that you have is completely null and void. If a person is homeless and they are crying about the homelessity while turning down jobs, if they ever turn down any job ever, then their argument is completely null and void.
It's really not cool. Black men are attacking black women. And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes, they're creating babies everywhere.
I want y'all to notice this. Want y'all to notice this. Look at how she wiped her tears. Careful not to smudge her makeup. And they're not actually tears. There isn't actually tears on her face. She's just dabbing her face to, not mess up the makeup. Watch that closely.
And create families.
Yeah.
It's really not cool. Black men are attacking black women. And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes, they're creating babies everywhere. It's not cool.
Why did she put the tissue on the area underneath her chin?
Women. And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes,
Watch
they're
this.
creating babies
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's what happened. The tear went under her mouth.
It's not cool. And I'm asking you.
Oh crap, y'all let me do that whole thing and I didn't y'all couldn't see the video. Hold on.
Black men are attacking black women. And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes, they're creating babies everywhere.
If by they you mean the men and women, absolutely. Now it's more women than men that are doing this, but I get your point. Black women aren't creating homes, they're creating. I mean, this is classic projection. Somebody says she's wiping sweat, she got high. No, she's wiping somebody else's cum from underneath her lips.
It's not cool. And I'm asking you, other successful black men, to be.
Yeah. By the way, if you're not successful, she don't give a damn about you. If you're not successful, it's like, I'm just asking the successful ones. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say, I'm asking big titty black women to step up and be wives.
You have to set an example as leads. The cute social media back and forth on black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that. So there probably isn't any sympathy for you and just life happening because.
So you want the ability to create sympathy while being strong? The red pill community stifles her ability to manipulate men.
There's so many other things around you going on that are not fair to black women. What is going on with the black family? We are consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there. And they see their mama sad at night. At what point is the successful black man in this world going to?
Once again, only the successful ones. See, those are the only ones that matter to black women. So it's not about black families. It's about successful black men getting with black women. Keep it a buck. if the average income guy was to get with an average income woman and create a black family, yeah, that don't count. I want successful black men to get with successful black women, or to get with black women.
Step in and really create structure. I see white men doing it every day. I get to witness the best of both worlds.
I see white women getting with white men who are not successful and supporting him until he becomes successful. I actually see that every day. So what are you talking about? Like these producers that go home to their wives and stuff. I mean, their wives were with them when, he was in the basement telling his mom to hurry up and turn off the washing machine so he can make his music. She was with him then. She was with him when, he was the drummer in his basement band, doing Thursday night house parties. You're mad because black women are trying to get black men at the finish line, and then upset that black men by then have probably got themselves something not black. Or they're just not, you're just not worth a finished product. I mean, because let's face it, why do we need a support system now? Oh, we can charge you. It's like, yes, I am already there. The hard part is over. Like, yes, but you need a helpmate. I needed a helpmate. You weren't there when I needed a helpmate. Now I don't need help. I'm already successful. I don't need your help now. You are the police. You are the police that come after Spider-Man has already beaten up Kingpin. Like, oh yeah, we're here now. The cops are here. It's like, okay, you kind of came after the whole me and Kingpin fight and everything. The Spider-Man or Batman gets beat up by Bane, and then he barely scrapes away with his life, and then afterwards, the cops come to put the cuffs on Bane. That's you. You just show up after everything is done.
Every day. Getting on stage singing R&B, being here in Atlanta, I get to sing R&B, but then I get to go to Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this song and leave at 5 and 6 because you gonna take care of your family and your wife? At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it. We're never gonna have it. It's just,
Yeah, black families require successful black men. Like, okay, piece together what she said. She said, one, I support everybody in my family, meaning that you're the most successful person in your family, and everybody in your family is not successful enough to maintain without your support. That's one. Two, everybody in your family is in a relationship and they're married. And three, you can't have black families without successful black men. But if the black men in your family are not successful, yet they are marrying, these women, then apparently you can.
It's not going to happen. So if your mentality is, yes, things happen, and I'm not knocking you for that. I didn't come here for that. But at what point do you take that black woman? Do you be at a home and show your kids what it's like, you know? At what point do you take a grip to it, not make excuses
She's trying to resell the American dream to black men.
for it or mantras and things like that? It is so unfair to black women who have been the strength and builders of so many things.
You've been a destroyer of so many things. And it's unfortunate because the things that you are destroying now is the things that black women have built also. The main thing that you've destroyed is the reputation of black women. You see, what the K. Michelle's of the world are trying to do is they're trying to pretend like the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and I don't know, the 2010 to now didn't happen. What she's trying to do is, I want you to ignore the last 50 years, is what she's saying. I want you to pretend like the last 50 years didn't happen. And then I want you to remember the black women of everything prior to that. You know, the Coretta Scott King stuff. I want you to, yeah, we built the community. No, they built the community. They built the community. Coretta Scott King is busting spades with Tupac right now. Like, that is, you're taking credit from a completely different crop of people. You've destroyed everything they built, including their reputation. The reputation you have now, and that's why people like Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, say modern women, to distinguish that you are not the same as these, backbone of the community type women. You're not. You're different. Far, far, far different.
And I know life happens. You can't be with somebody you don't want to be with or whatever. But my grandparents did it. My grandfather, 92, died when he was 92, my best friend. I never seen another type of man. That's why I've turned.
Have you seen another type of woman as your grandma? I'm pausing because I know she's not going to respond, but no, you haven't.
Down 3 rings because they wasn't like my grandpa. My grandfather raised 9 kids on his own because my grandmama died before I could even meet her. What?
Okay, so you never seen a traditional woman in action.
Point are our black men going to stop the bullshit, the social media shit and all of that, and build black homes? If we don't build black homes, we can't depend on white folk to build black homes. So when you...
Well, you do depend on white folks to build black homes. It's called welfare. It's called government jobs. See, your definition of black homes don't include black men.
You see somebody like your significant other who clearly loves you, and it's all these black women rooting for her, rooting for you. They want you to build a black home. That's their anger. They don't know you. They can't judge you for anything else. They want you being who you are, being attractive, being successful. They want you to take hold.
I'm wondering, would he be attractive if he wasn't successful? Curious about that.
and solidify and build a Black home. That's not saying you're not taking care of the kids you have, because clearly you are, and you love your kids. Taking care of your kids and building a home is two different things.
I agree with that.
At what point are we going to stop these back and forths? Oh, this type of woman don't.
She keeps going back to that. The sound that you just heard is me patting myself on the back for being part of this community that got K Michelle trembling in her implants. I got to give myself a pat on the back for that one. I got to. Yeah. K Michelle is trembling in her imp because of the red pill community. This whole diatribe, this whole fake tears and all that, that's really just a call for a ceasefire. Like, no, please stop exposing us. Stop exposing us and our deceit. Please stop. I want to be able to deceive freely as my parents did. So after her grandfather's generation, there was a generation of men that decided to follow the same template that her grandfather did. And they got raped. They got raped in divorce court in the 80s, that whole divorce boom. They just got everything kicked out of them. Like more than once, They get divorced the first time, and then they get with the woman with kids, like, and then it happens again, and then they're like, okay, yeah, she's a little bit bigger, and it happens again. She just want more lambs to the slaughter. But men are learning from the mistakes of the past, and worse than that, not only are we learning from the mistakes of the past, what the red pill community is doing is we are teaching from the mistakes of the past, which takes away the advantage that your mother's generation had. And you want that. You've seen what your mother did to everybody. You've seen what her generation was doing, how they were getting over on these unsuspecting men. And you scheduled your life around that. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do these things, and I'm going to take advantage and exploit men these ways. But you're dealing with a completely different group of men, just as your father's generation dealt with a completely different group of women. Hit the like button.
Say nothing to me about that. Well, guess what? You're just weak. Like, you want a strong woman around you. And I'm sorry, like, Black women we get copied from hair to body to everything. Black women are the most unloved individuals in America, but the ones.
This is true. And you want to know what Black women generally don't understand on why that statement is true? Is because you're also the most unloving group of people ever. Like, really stop and think about, collectively, who do Black women love? Can people say Black women collectively love Black children? Do they collectively love Black men? White men? White women? Because, like, the ultra liberal white women show love for Black women. They fight for Black women's cause. Who do Black women fight for other than their own agenda? Just saying.
Who have built
The most mimicked.
most mimic.
They're absolutely, by far, the least mimicked group of people ever. Each and every single other race of women are trying to not be them. What group of women want to be the least desired woman? We're the most mimicked. She says that with that wig on. Okay, somebody said Asian woman. Yeah, exactly. Damn shame.
Good up.
Oh, and by the way, the few non-black women that mimic black women, they do it for my penis. Penis. That's really why they're doing it. They're doing it because they think that we like it. So they like, okay, this is what brothers like, and I'm going to give him what he likes. It's not because they want to be you, it's because they want to be with me and my penis. Hit the like button. Spitting facts.
A bad mimic, you know? But we looking to you. We looking to you. A successful black man, we are looking to you to change the narrative. And when you don't, it becomes, go on that show and tear his ass up.
Mm-hmm. I receive that. And
wow, that was about 10 minutes of foolishness. Okay. That was really, really, really hard to watch again. In fact, let me just wash my brain of this and read some of you guys' comments, and then we're going to go to the next part but while I'm doing this, don't forget what she did. She just spent about 10 minutes crying and doing whatever to try to get the Real Pill community to cease fire with no concessions. And she's trying to get successful black men to come to the table. Now, I want y'all to watch closely what happens if and when a successful black man do come to the table. What's going on, Snazzy? Yeah, okay, I already read that one. Let's see. Such a lack of awareness. Oh, yeah, they all do. And that's because nobody holds them accountable. K. Michelle looks good. Where's she been? I guess not in the spotlight. The market has already determined her value. Absolutely. I wonder how many of, quote, our men she turned down. Oh, I said that. Yeah. So great minds. Yeah. She turned down because they were lame, too serious, boring, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. See, never pay attention to the reason that they turn you down. Unless it's something that you really need to work on, like you smell or some crap like that. But never really pay attention to that. Like, especially when it's something like you're lame, which is an extraordinarily subjective thing and doesn't actually have a definition. But yeah, I'm turning you down because you're lame. It's like, no, you're turning me down because you can. And I strongly suspect that you enjoy turning brothers down. But we're going to get into that. I like that dress. I like it too. Hair on point. I like that bob. Okay. That bob and weave, huh? Yeah. All right. It says, if I step up, can I still bang white women? Well, actually, that would be, if you're not, then you'll be stepping down. All right. It says, please don't, GC, I'm eating. Yeah, too late for that. Too late for that. I kept the black tape up there for that reason. All right, it says, well, black men are thirsty. Everyone has shot one down, more than one. So, and yeah, let's get into that because black men are thirsty. So there's a disconnect. Let's talk about that for a second. There's a disconnect going on in the black community. And let's just use water as the analogy. If you have one group of people with unlimited water, and then you have another group of people who are thirsty, then you have to ask yourself what's going on. And the people with unlimited water is saying, we need some of you thirsty people to come over here and drink our water. Somewhere there's a freaking lie going on. There is a freaking lie going on. Someone is lying. And in this case, it is the people, in Oregon, the people in the land of constant rain that is putting a ridiculous tariff on their water. Yet no white man has married her. I don't know. She, in this, at least so far, she hasn't really talked like she's looking to marry a white man. But she's not looking to marry any man, to be perfectly honest with you. Or do what it takes to marry them. Despite them loving her. Oh, she said that they love her. You let them hit it raw. Who she let hit it raw? Oh, thanks for telling me that. Bum. All right, it says she's wiping the sweat. She got high blood pressure. Black women always think I'm mixed. Nah, I'm FBA. That came out of nowhere. That's a very weird thing to say without context. And I was reading like what led to that. If a baby mama or a baby daddy wants families, tell them to start by marrying the person that they had a child with. Yeah. Single mothers consider what they have family. I use looking mixed against black men to what end? To be a captain, save them. All right. You let him hit it raw. You don't deserve second thoughts. You are a single mom. You're a single mom. Oh, so she's a single mom. I didn't know that. All right. Let's see. Successful to her equals men in the top 1% who she don't qualify for. Not in the long term. She doesn't seem like she has wifely qualities. I mean, the men in the top 1% are very difficult to manipulate, especially if they've been in it. Like the longer they've been in the top 1%, the more difficult it is to manipulate them. That's why, I'm hearing these stories. I'm hearing these rumors and murmurs about these, young NFL, NBA guys. I forget who it is, but, that, oh, I got married now. The moment they got drafted. See, these are young dudes, they got to get them early because the turnaround time is not the same, like the longevity. Guys are learning quickly because there's more information out there, and I am that information. I'm the embodiment of it. All right. Her voice is high. She's a singer. Take a look in the mirror to see the problem. Yeah, she knows that that's a problem. She, this is all part of a grand manipulation that I see through. All right. Someone asked K. Michelle if she's heard of parental alienation. Okay. Broke men don't matter to anyone, though. See, I mean, it's not a zero-sum game. It's a sliding scale. Meaning that, say if you have red and blue, and we know that the combination of red and blue is purple, you can't say that if something isn't blue, it must be red. It's like, no, it's purple. Some purples have more blue in it, and some purples have more red in it. But what you're saying is that if you're not completely blue, then you're completely red. You're broke. That's foolish ways of thinking. Literally, broke men of all races are the last choice. And another thing is you're ignoring the T factor, and that is time. See, it's that type of thinking that would say, like, it's kind of like a woman saying, yes, planes that are on the ground are useless. Well, they're useless until they get into the air. You know, you want to board a plane that's already in the air. Good luck with that. They just talk to be mad. See the truth in that? My Asian coworker just left her black husband because he didn't want to work. I was laughing. Okay. Another Keisha delusional rant. No man of quality want her. That's why she's still single. I think she's still single because she wants to be single. All women are leaving black. Men, just black women. Okay. Why do you always lie? You ain't got no friends. No Asian woman would be friends with you. Well, she said coworker, didn't she? GV, are you on TikTok? Who's GV? Oh, she did. Okay, so yeah. Well, at least she admitted that she don't have any friends. At least she admitted that she don't have any friends. You know, her correction wasn't, I have plenty of friends and I have a healthy life. It's her correction was, I said she was a coworker. Wow. That's really telling, bum. That's really telling. That's like somebody says, you know, that's like somebody say, hey, you know, you got AIDS from drug needles. And your response is, I never use drug needles. I mean, that's what you're that's the equivalent. It's like, okay, you didn't deny the AIDS part, now did you? All right. Who's all right? Ooh, GV, do you have one? Okay. Oh, you're saying GV or GC? Yeah, the V is next to the C on the keyboard. So yeah. So yeah, I have a TikTok. It's I don't TikTok, I just use it to explore others. It's GameChanger 00100 at Gmail. Or no, my bad. I mean, I use the same thing for everybody, for every all social media. So that I'm on, I just don't post anything on TikTok. I use it to watch. Yes, you ain't got no job, much less one with Asians. Working at Panda Express. You're a moron working at a minimum wage job. I mean, you know, just because a person working minimum wage, that doesn't make a moron. I'll say that. But no, I get your point. Let's see, rolling her eyes. Okay, they are talking to each other. Let me move past this expeditiously. All right. Okay, I'm still talking to each other. Okay, here's Dominic D. It says she's lying to this man who has 8 or 9 kids by 3 or 4 different women. Oh, I didn't know that about him. Didn't know that about him. Didn't really care. And but in this instance, for every one of him, there has to be 3 or 4 women. So we do know where the problem is. For every one of him, there has to be 3 or 4 women. K Michelle is only worth 2.5 million. That's too little to support an entire family. More Keisha lies. Yeah. Okay. So Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's not really because what she has is the equivalent to if a person made six figures, if a person made $100,000 for 25 years. That's it. Which means that a person who is supporting a family on 100K a year job, yeah, yeah, and she's claiming that she's doing several of them. I agree. Now, this could be her net worth after she supported them, but I don't think that that's the case because once again, she's like a a Q-list musician. I haven't heard of her. Like I barely know her name. Like I hear it from time to time, but I don't know any. Like if someone was to say she did that song, I'd be like, oh, I remember that. But I don't like know her. Know her. Like I know Rihanna. I know Chloe Bailey, even though I haven't seen any of her music or I haven't heard any of her music. I've seen her music, I haven't heard it. Meaning I can literally watch Chloe Bailey's music videos with the volume off. If white men love her so much, why does she care about black families? I don't know. She's all over the place. We're gonna get into that. All right, I can't read all of these. Y'all busy in the comment section, so I'm gonna finish with the super chat and then get back to what I was getting back to. It says she's not factoring in that cats today are more integrated into society and have way more options. Her grandfather had limited options. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Once again, Eric Warmonger or Whoremonger, I greatly appreciate you. Yes, we are more integrated into society. You know, if her grandfather is 92, he definitely, was around during the Jim Crow era. And, his options was his grandma. Now, his grandma did not require that he was successful. Chances are he was not successful by the definition that she has today. Let's be clear of that. If your grandfather was, an extraordinarily wealthy guy, then you wouldn't be supporting every other offspring of said grandfather. So, however, she had requirements. The grandmother had, requirements of this man that he met, and they started a family as a result of it. And he did have income enough to support 9 children at that time. That's what we know. That's what we know. It says, and yeah, they do fear integration. They fear any competition because because of competition and because of outside competition, they can't really implement their grand plan. What is their grand plan? I want y'all to think of like a college classroom. And I know not everyone went to college, but y'all still seen it on movies and stuff, and y'all know how the college curve goes. I think some high schools do it as well. So theoretically, you can cheat the college curve system. If everybody got the exact same score on all of the exams, then the professor would have no choice but to pass everybody, or really in a very real way, give everybody an A. So the word is abacadabra, right? Say I was to say, okay, everybody, we are all in the same fraternity or sister sorority. We have this multiple choice exam coming up. I want everybody to give the answers abacadabra to each question. What is abacadabra? It's ABA, CA, DABA. That's how you fill out the answers on the Scantron sheet. Abacadabra. If we all do it, No one has to study. No one has to improve. No one has to actually be a good student. And we can do this until we become PhDs if we play our cards right. Now that works if and only if the professor has the curve based on that one classroom. The moment the professor says, okay, the 2 p.m. class, everybody is in this one fraternity or sorority. But the 8 a.m. class is full of, let's just say, Orientals. And they actually study. Now, once the professor includes them in that curve, then all bets are off. Everybody in the 2 p.m. class fails. They don't want the professor to open up to the other classes because then they have to study. Let me bring this analogy back full circle. If Black men consider all women as part of the curve and standards, Black women will actually have to do better or just remain in the back like they have been for the past 50 years. That's what they would have to do. They don't like that. That's why she wants to silence us. And by us, I'm talking about the red pill community. Now, back to the topic at hand. So we just heard her for about 10 minutes talking, wah. Stop talking bad about us online. I mean, I still want to talk bad about you, but don't talk bad about us online and focus on families. And I want successful Black men to want us more. I need more successful Black men to come to us to try to build families. Please, successful Black men, build families with us. Okay, now let's listen to this next clip.
Nothing but a white flag, because I have been guilty. But if we're going to have this conversation, how we need to have this conversation, just like you're holding me accountable.
Hold me accountable.
I need Black women to hold themselves.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Because that's where it's to you.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought he was gonna go somewhere when he said that. I need Black women to hold themselves accountable. I thought he was gonna go somewhere better, but he has to maintain some sense of neutrality.
Tear his at. But then I got my brothers, it's like, keep it real. Not here. The point that I was making earlier was when me and Jazz was dating, one of the most memorable.
You don't have to explain yourself to this broad. So I'm gonna skip past that because there's a part that's definitely necessary for you to hear, for everybody to hear.
Conversations.
Okay.
But here it goes. You seen Friday After Next. And you're like, you don't know Baby D. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That was next Friday.
And that's the little boy in me.
Yeah.
You feel me? And stay with me. And I'm like, you don't know kid. Keep her name out your mouth.
Okay.
I was in defense mode. As we kept dating, she said it again. And she would say it regularly. She's like, man, my heart goes out to Kia.
See?
And this is after she met Lorena. She was like, yo, man, Lorena, cool, dope. I can see what you saw. And that's cool. And we've had multiple interactions and she knows what my expectations for setting standards and boundaries for everybody. She just knows what type of individual that I am. And knowing that my date history was when I did not understand what came with. My parents have been together for 39 years.
Oh, okay.
So I know what right from wrong is, or what that structure looks like. I just didn't choose it. I just didn't choose right. Mm-hmm. Not to say that at the journey, as the journey was happening, I wasn't trying to make that right with my situation
Yeah.
at the time. Kia, that I'm saying.
Okay.
So
The
This
first
dude is
baby.
still
the
explaining
first baby.
himself.
Okay.
Cause you feel me? Like, bro, we jumped off the porch and was just like inseparable. And then that's where she was like, I can't stay with you because I gotta go take care of my daughter. I was like, man, look, we gonna make this a family. That was my pursuit then because I come from that.
Yeah.
Stay with me. I come from that.
So you wanted that because that's what
I've
you saw.
always wanted that. Still to this day, I want family. I believe in family. I don't have no friends. I've made this a public service announcement. I don't have friends. I have family.
Okay.
Straight up. And if my daddy got your number, you're no longer a friend to me.
Your family.
You're family.
Yeah.
Because even with that, that's the most influential man in my life. That's the
I'm gonna be honest. This part is extraordinarily boring. So when I because there's no depth there, and he went a very long way to explain himself, explain the situation, just to say I like family. Listen, it don't take me 2 minutes to say I like chocolate. It's okay. But now I see that he's really just explaining himself to this dizzy broad that, like, why?
most influential person in my life. So if he gives the hat tip to, then that's my gatekeeper. If my mother also does that, then cool. So for me, I've always wanted that.
That's what you want.
Because that's where I came from.
Okay.
Now, if we're keeping it about accountability,
All right.
I know what a woman is supposed to be. That's not to throw no shade. That's not to say that she wasn't that. I would resort both parties being immature and wanting the title more than the actual nuances of what it actually takes to be a healthy relationship.
Can I ask you this?
Yes.
What are your beliefs to what a woman is supposed to be for you?
For me. Now, this may not be everybody's expectations. These are my expectations.
That's why it's implied in the question for you. Well, this might not be for everybody. This is for me. I know. That's why they said for you. Come on now. That's why this is boring.
Uh-huh.
I want the woman who I have in my life to make my house a home, a safe environment, a loving environment, understanding just the totality of this ain't for the kid. Hey, grown folks talking, y'all go downstairs or y'all go upstairs or y'all get out of here. We talking.
Okay.
Certain things should not take place in front of certain individuals.
In front of kids.
So that's
Okay, Black people, we really need to get out of this whole folksy thing that we have going on. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but it's like when describing your perfect marital situation, why would you bring up telling kids that this is not child appropriate? That's really just like a ancillary thing. That's a nothing thing, but it seems like you're getting off on that too much. You know, he could have been like, you know, taking the kids to Disneyland and Disney World and stuff like that, or, you know, celebrating the birthday parties. But no, it seems like your favorite part of fatherhood is putting child restrictions on kids. I mean, it's a necessary part of fatherhood, but of all the things you could have named, you named that. That's weird.
it's not, and I hate to have this conversation because it makes it seem as if Kia wasn't that, because that's not the case.
No, you're not saying it. You're just telling your experience.
I'm saying my experience. What I will resort to that, in large part to me, I was young, successful, and I did not know what came with success.
Okay.
Because the person who is still the most influential person in my life could not relate to me no more. And now I'm here to figure out this thing called life with the young nigga from Atlanta that got money, that got clout, that got status, and got it all. So my dad, like, he would have these sermons and it would be so awkward. But you know, when you ever been to church and you be like, man, he talking to me. He would make it so intentional. He would say, no, you know what? Cam, come on down. That's who my dad is. So when you talk about embarrassing, I don't know how to feel embarrassed because that's what my family do.
Why is it that parents commanding kids is the most relatable thing in the Black community? Go on, kids, get out of here. Grown folks is talking. Cam, come on down here. Why is it that when Black people are trying to relate to each other, that's one thing we can relate, a parent barking orders. And we say it as a positive too.
Put you on the front street.
Okay.
And he basically said, hey, we need to figure this out. Because I can't preach to the people.
Okay.
And my son is rebellion from my word.
Most sons are gonna.
So understand, I've always had that accountability. But for me, my immaturity was still too curious.
But that's real to even speak on your immaturity. And that's kind of why, I want to talk to you, because I'm like, your ultimate goal of what it is, because you are so loved,
This is just word salad now. I want to talk to you about your immaturity because your word, and you're so loved. So what are you saying? Do you have anything poignant to say about what he said? Probably not, because he was just trying to be relatable for the past, 7 minutes. That was just grueling.
In the community. And we want to see that, but we also want to see you do, what we want, but you also have to do you. But if something doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't pressure into anything that hasn't made you happy or isn't what you even feel. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, Cam, you have been so tough in media, you haven't even expressed that side for real of, this is really what I want. Or maybe it's been expressed and we just don't want to hear it. We want to hear what you say, what we want to hear.
It's a lot of clickable things that people...
All right, I'm moving past this. This is...
Yeah.
You ain't no different than everybody else. Did you watch the whole clip? Did you watch the whole episode?
And if we're watching the whole clips, we do know people don't go with the truth. They go with what's most entertaining right now. So even...
No, for sure. You're right.
And honestly, like your vibe, your team, everybody here, it's a different vibe. It's a very cool vibe. It's not the situation here. And I'm the person you can talk to. I'm never going to judge you about anything, but I'm going to always talk to you 100.
And if you change that, then that's why I would take offense.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because, listen, I've been extremely adamant to pursuing what makes me happy. Come on now. But circumstances bring happiness. If you really think about it, it's like my circumstance now makes me happy. Money don't make you happy. Yeah. Things don't make you happy. Accomplishments don't make you happy. Your circumstances, the state of mind of like just through and during that time, still being in a relationship, I was outside. Now,
are you happy?
Yeah, hold on.
Are you happy in life first?
Hold on, because I went back. You're talking about currently. I'm still back. I'm trying to tell a story, but I'm extremely happy now. But back then, I was outside, so I got everybody's best.
Okay.
And, but where you want to go? It's done.
Okay.
Not knowing the effects or the collateral damage it would do to my relationship.
Oh gosh, this is ridiculous. Okay, so I'm just because what I'm doing is I'm actually searching for this soundbite, and I'll probably find it eventually. But this is just too grueling for you. And the soundbite is where she said something about there's nothing like shooting down a handsome, successful black man. I just turned my wig, or something like that. I want to get that soundbite, but it's just buried in all of this, like, grueling, boring stuff. It is.
And one of those things that, the situation requires, just check in with me. When you don't check in, I know you on BS.
Check in how?
Everybody's check-in is different.
In a relationship, you need to check in.
No. The person, whoever you're dating, what their requirements are,
right,
is what deems that. It may not even be a check-in. Just let me know that you're safe. Or some people can go days or hours without speaking, and that's y'all.
You?
No.
You like to?
I'm from the South. Smothered, covered, cut, chunked. All in it. Just,
all over
you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So my situation was like, yo, you're not checking in. I know you're on demon time. I know. And there was times where it wasn't what was being said, it was how it was being said. Granted, my immaturity, my ego was so big that we was having conversations like, man, bro, it's hard. It's hard. I'm 24, 23 years old.
You gotta learn. You don't know.
I gotta learn. You see what I'm saying? But I'm still, I know, but part of me is curious George.
I was curious, George.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I'm saying I was hell. And I probably can get away with my hell more than you because being a woman, let's be honest, women, y'all gonna be mad at me today about this. But women are the best cheaters. And women can get away with way more
So take this
than
out.
a man. I'm being honest.
No, I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
When you're the man
Okay.
that she is cheating on with, you see a whole different side
You
of
been
it.
cheating on?
No.
I'm asking, have you been
Yes,
cheating?
I have.
Okay.
Yes, I have. Currently, no. But when she's in a relationship,
Okay.
and she cheating on you with it, like for him, like, hey, I'm Kurt. We gotta get a reservation. I'm Kurt. I'm the best side nigga ever.
Oh,
I'm
boyfriend number 2.
Man, I'm just an organ donor. That is it.
Not an organ.
Listen, I just recently went to a
Okay.
horse race. I'm a stallion.
I might cut this short because I've been looking for this for a while, and yeah.
And I get to make, like, that's
Did
how.
that affect you? Being an organ donor?
Yes.
Men can say
Yes, it did though.
Well, somebody
No,
said
but
something
this is the
interesting. Being the best cheater is a flex. Listen, notice how she left that out of her whole diatribe. Black men build families. She left that out. She left out the fact that, oh yeah, we're the best cheaters. She conveniently left that part out.
Your boots tied up?
Well,
When you do it to the popping ones that are publicly in a relationship.
ooh, y'all can't take it.
I said, oh, publicly. Oh, you.
Ain't nothing like denying a rich popping nigga.
No.
Baby, it's the
See,
best feeling.
Wow! Finally, I found the soundbite. Jesus, that was like a lot of monotonous boredom just to find that one clip. Thank you. Holy crap! Finally, let me go back to regular speed. Man, I mean, because I really needed to get that clip, and I really needed you brothers to hear what is going on here the same way I did. I must have just blacked it out the first time, and because I don't remember being this bored the first time. I probably was like doing something else, watching The Godfather of Harlem or some crap like that. And then, it just hit me like, wait, she said what? But that was just terribly boring. So it's a wonder I don't watch this. Like, unless somebody, says something. I think he's the guy that had Cat Williams on the show. It's just like, man, I can't watch it. And now I know why. Like, it's like, okay, that was really bad.
that's
But
how.
did that affect you? Being an organ donor?
Yes.
Men can say it.
Yes, it did though.
It did.
No. But this is the kicker. Your boots tied up?
Well,
When you do it to the popping ones that are publicly in a relationship.
ooh, y'all can't take it.
I said, oh, publicly. Oh, you.
Ain't nothing like denying a rich popping nigga.
No. In a relationship.
Ooh, y'all can't take it.
I said, oh, publicly. Oh, you.
Ain't nothing like denying a rich popping nigga.
No.
Baby, it's the best feeling. You can straighten your wig. When you deny a rich popping nigga, ain't nothing like denying a rich popping nigga. Baby, it's the best feeling. You can straighten your wig. When you deny a rich poppin' nigga, ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga. Baby, it's the best feeling. You can straighten your wig. When you deny a rich poppin' nigga.
You're not. It flew over your head.
Not a rich poppin' nigga. Baby, it's the best feeling. You can straighten your wig. When you deny a rich poppin' nigga.
You're not. It flew.
Nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga.
No.
Baby, it's the best feeling. You can straighten your wig. When you deny a rich poppin' nigga.
You're not. It flew over your head.
Now, it's been a while and there was a lot of boring crap that happened. But I really want y'all to let me play that again.
No, it didn't. I wanted to stick where I was at.
Okay.
And I wanted to say that. And then straighten your wig.
Yeah, publicly. You.
Ain't nothing like denying a poppin' nigga.
She spent 10 minutes crying and begging, successful black men come to black women and start families. We need you. We need you to come to us and start families. Ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga. Bitch! Y'all see the sickness. Y'all see the sickness that is black women. Y'all see the sickness that is going on here. She was begging successful black men to come to her. And then
No.
Baby, it's the best feeling. You can straighten your wig.
The best feeling ain't family. The best feeling ain't, the feeling of knowing that you have a together and intact household. The best feeling is denying a rich poppin' nigga. She just begged successful black men to come her way and then admitted that she enjoys the feeling of denying a rich poppin' nigga. All of that shit she said was bullshit before. Oh, black men, and we need you in the family. No, you need to deny a rich poppin' nigga. Let's hear this again.
You deny a rich poppin' nigga.
You're not. It flew over your head.
No, it didn't. I wanted to stick where I was at.
Okay.
She is just looking for the opportunity to deny a rich poppin' nigga. Now let's listen to let's listen to all the foolishness from before. So now that I have the timestamp, it's 103. Or no, it's like 10. Here, let me get the timestamp again.
And I wanted to say that you can straighten your wig.
I said, publicly. You.
Ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga.
Okay, so 103.42. 103.42. 103.42. Now let's go back to her. I'm begging and pleading successful black men.
What women are dealing with?
Yeah.
Women are making more money than men.
Mm-hmm. That's challenging.
Yes,
that
women.
challenges the
if you're
normalcy.
gonna bring me hell, and I can pay my own bills, it's not worth it. Women are going through this whole different thing of, what it is. Like, I see my parents who've been together forever. I get to witness a traditional, old.
Ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga. Okay.
Old school type of love. But
while selling you old school type of love, in the back of her mind, like, I can't wait to deny some more rich poppin' niggas.
Nowadays, what we're witnessing city girls, we're witnessing this and that.
Ain't nothing
and
like
it's like the genders are doing this.
Clash.
Because ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga.
And it's like a hot topic and this and that. Yeah, it's cute. It's a hot topic. but it is really destroying families.
You want to know what's destroying families? Broad saying, ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga.
When I go, okay, think about this. Being in Nashville all this time, well, being in Atlanta all this time, and then going to Nashville, where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock.
They go home to a woman that didn't deny a rich poppin' nigga.
When they're producing, because they go home to their families.
Yeah, they have families because their women don't deny rich poppin' niggas.
Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hope that marriage is the standards for the men, not for the women, because the women want to deny rich poppin' niggas.
Family is respected in country music, in that
they have respectable women to make families with, not ones that like to deny rich poppin' niggas.
Space, but in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are singing about, we are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch, a hoe in Nashville, because they'll never even listen to your music, and your professional career will suffer. At what point in the Black community do our men create real homes?
Try to create a home.
Even talking, just our first time talking, and you said
try to create a home with a woman who gets off on denying a rich poppin' nigga. Try creating a home with that.
You didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful Black man,
and you were looking to deny
has the
him.
Ability.
You looking to deny him.
To literally turn the narrative on Black family, you know? Mm-hmm. And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a Black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, Black men,
let me turn down. Let me turn you down.
Black men to really step up for Black women.
I'm asking for Black men to really step up for Black women. Okay, let's go here.
And create families.
I'm asking for Black men to step up for Black women and create families. Okay, so somebody says, what's 103.42? Let's listen at what's 103.42.
Rich poppin' nigga.
No.
Baby, it's the best feeling. You can straighten your wig. When you deny a rich poppin' nigga.
You're not. It flew over you.
That's what's 103.42. Ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga. So remember, like at 43 and some change, the whole narrative was, we need you to come make families. Ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga.
And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful Black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on Black family, you know? Mm-hmm. And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a Black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, Black men.
Come on. Let's start with the tears.
I got to my Black men to really step up for Black women and create families.
Okay, so at 44, let's just say 32. Now we're going to go on 103.42. I need to edit this because this is so funny. To watch her cry about making families and then saying, ain't nothing like turning down a rich papa nigga is just spectacular. It is so spectacular.
Your boots tied up.
Well,
When you do it to the popping ones that are publicly in a relationship.
ooh, y'all can't take it.
I said, oh, publicly. Oh, you.
Ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga.
This is only like 20 minutes later. She told on herself tremendously. Nobody else pointed this out. I've seen like MTR do it, and shout out to MTR. Shout out to everybody that did it. I haven't seen any, like, wait a minute. We're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Y'all didn't catch that? Y'all didn't catch that she was crying and begging and please, I'll make love to you like you want me to. She just went from that to ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga. Code switching and nasty bitching is what put them in the situation that they're in. You ever hear Dolly Parton say some crap like that? Wow. What was it? 43-32? Or no, 44-32, I think it was.
And create families.
Yeah.
It's really not cool.
I don't make many YouTube shorts. Somebody email me and remind me to make a YouTube short where I edit, and I hate editing. Y'all could tell by my content. That's why I always do live streams. I hate editing, but I have to edit her crying right here for successful black men to step up. And then 20 minutes later saying, ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga. I have to do that. I have to find time and do that. The irony of it's just so spectacularly perfect. It really is. That is the perfect short.
Black men are attacking black women, and it's not a cool. They're not creating homes. They're creating.
Oh my gosh, they're not creating homes. Ain't nothing like denying a rich poppin' nigga. Well, I guess creating homes ain't like denying a rich poppin' nigga because you've turned down more rich poppin' niggas than you created homes. So we see where your priority is.
Creating babies everywhere. It's not cool. And I'm asking you, other successful black men, to be, you have to set an example as leads.
Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. Okay, every time she pauses, I want y'all to say that in your head, to listen at how full of crap she is.
The cute social media back and forth on black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that.
Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. Okay.
There probably isn't any sympathy for you and just life happening.
Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. You see, she's asking for sympathy 20 minutes later. Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. You want us to be sympathetic to bitches that say stuff like that?
Because there's so many other things around you going on that are not fair to black women. What is going on with the black family?
Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga.
We are consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there.
Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga.
And they see their mama sad at night.
Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga.
At what point is the successful black men in this world going to step in and really create structure? I see white men.
You want to know what happened to the last black man that tried to step in and create structure? Somebody told him, ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. This is so beautiful. The way black women tell it on themselves is quite frankly the most beautiful thing about them. It really is. By a long shot. I never known anybody to tell on themselves so bad. I have never known anybody to tell on themselves so bad as black women. It's just amazing. It's funny. I was trying to think of somebody who tells on themselves so bad, but that person is a black woman. You want to know who a person? Because I'm really like searching my brain for somebody who told on themselves so bad. I'm gonna tell you somebody who told on himself in the worst way so bad. And y'all look up the story, Google it or whatnot. And I think it comes out of Canada, where it was like an old white dude and his granddaughter got sick. And they did some blood work on the granddaughter. And it was really what's the word I'm looking for? It was alarming. It was alarming. And I don't know, because they had her blood and they had his blood. And maybe she needed a donation, a transfusion or something like that. But the doctors was like, what's going on here? You know, according to this, she's your daughter. And he said, oh no. And he said it like in a casual way. Like, oh no, she's my daughter too. Basically, I had sex with my daughter and created her. And he was arrested for being a nasty ass nigga. And just telling on himself like that in a very weird scenario. Look it up. This is like a glimpse of something I caught on like Court TV years ago. It's not something that, but I was really just like digging into my mentals, like who tells on themselves worse than black women? I think that's the only person I could think of ever that tells on themselves like that. 20 minutes later, you like, ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga.
And doing it every day. I get to witness the best of both worlds every day. Getting on stage singing R&B, being here in Atlanta, I get to sing R&B, but then I get to go to Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this out at 6 because you gonna take care of your family and your wife? At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna.
Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. That will never get old. You can pause it. Listen at this. Listen. Just keep doing that in your mind. Like it's so hilarious. It's so hilarious. Listen at this.
And your wife, At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever.
Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. This is spectacular. Every sentence. At what point do successful black men start turning? It's wow. Just wow. This is so wow.
Ever have a black family if y'all don't do it. We're never gonna have it. It's just not gonna happen. So
we're never gonna have black families in while y'all are getting off on turning down rich poppin' niggas. We're never gonna have, successful families. Okay, so I see y'all talking about her tits. And apparently her move to country music is real, is recent. My mistake. Once again, I don't really follow her career like that. But yeah, she's desperate. She's desperate. She's desperate to get in that A list. So yeah, she's gonna titty out the titties, and she's going to, I guess she's driving back and forth from Nashville to Atlanta, code switching. She's trying to get the same amount of money because right now her net worth is what Beyonce makes in a day. So yeah, she's trying hard. She's tits out, moving from R&B and country, just back and forth.
So if your mentality is, yes, things happen, and I'm not knocking you for that. I didn't come here for that. But at what point do you take that black woman? Do you be at a home and show your kids what it's like,
Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. Ha! It gets funnier every time.
Oh, at what point do you take a grip to it, not make excuses for it or mantras and things like that? It is so unfair to black women who have been the strength and builders of so many things. And I know.
Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. What are you building turning down rich poppin' niggas?
Life happens. You can't be with somebody you don't want to be with or whatever. But my grandparents did it. My grandpa.
Your grandparents did it because your grandma didn't get turned on by turning down rich poppin' niggas.
Your boots tied up?
Well,
when you do it to the popping ones that are publicly in a relationship.
Y'all can't take it.
I said, oh, publicly. Oh, you.
Ain't nothing like denying a rich popping nigga.
No. See.
Yeah, so we're at the 2-hour mark, and let me read this last super chat. And yeah, I'm gonna leave on that note. Eric Warmonger again says, as this economy gets worse, you can expect more of the pro-blacks and community act from black women. Yeah, I mean, these are acts of desperation. These are acts of desperation. But really, now we know what's at the root of a black woman's desire. And at the root of a black woman's desire is turning down high-value men. They get off on your humility, meaning that they want to humiliate you. Ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Black women love telling on themselves. They love it. I was watching Final Destination. The new one, Final Destination Bloodlines. Final Destination is a very original concept. I like it a lot. Um, and the most interesting thing about it, one of the most interesting thing about it, is Death loves telling on himself. Like every time they show somebody about to die from a freak accident, you always, it always shows like the little hints. Like if a person is about to get, cut to death from glass or something, you'll see like in the background that you don't notice, like, little hints. It's just like dropping hints about how he's going to kill you, how death is going to kill you. It's self-revealing. Black women are self-revealing. They reveal themselves more than they reveal their ass. And in this case, titties. They just can't help but reveal themselves. They cannot help but revealing themselves. Somebody said Final Destination 1 and 2 are the best ones. This last one was good. So after 1 and 2, they kind of went in a different direction to where they just, took away from the storyline and then they just like got off on writing about freak accidents. But they did bring it back in this one. So, check it out if you haven't already. Check out that. Check out Sinners. Oh! See, if I was cool with a certain person, I would ask her to do this a review of the Netflix movie, the Tyler Perry movie Straw. But I'm definitely going to do. I don't like doing movie reviews by myself. I like to have like a Ebert and Roper type deal where it's two people critiquing a movie. Maybe that'll be a good place for Bernard to come back. I'll talk to him about that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Somebody said Tyler Perry movies are complete garbage. Well, he's not 100% garbage. I got to give it to him for Daddy's Girl. I got to give it to him for Acrimony. I got to give it to him for Temptation. I think that's about it. That's like all that's coming to mind right now. But this movie is chock full of agenda. Yeah, the Family That Prays was good. Yeah. Anyway, I like to thank all the Cash Apps, Super Chats, managers, moderators, those who listen silently, those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And this is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Ain't nothing like turning down a rich popping nigga. I had to say it again. Peace.